This week on Two Noobs, well. Looks like someone's changed their tune on the crisis at the southern border. Actual progress or political stunt? We'll let John decide. Then we continue our streak of articles crapping on EVs, and this time we have a trifecta for a jam it in there segment. Next, apparently some Indian officials took Will Smith's Spies in Disguise film too literally. Fear not, the Pigeon has been released on his own recognizance. Finally, to avoid talking about Taylor Swift or the 40 Whiners, we do some Super Bowl trivia. Hail Mary time, start the music. Hey, it is episode 175 of Two Noobs Talking. We are here recording on whether there'll be more winter day.
He's full of
not
shit.
Really.
No, not really.
Shit.
It's Groundhog Day.
Hey, John, what did you think about that whole Groundhog Day segment? Have you got a chance to listen to it
That
yet,
was
or
not full of shit as much as the groundhog is full of shit. So good luck, guys. I was telling my wife before we started this earlier today that it was Groundhog Day. She didn't know. And I said, did you ever see the movie? Because that's the only good thing about Groundhog's Day that had ever happened. That movie's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially the toaster scene.
That's true.
Well,
I wonder, was it filmed on location? I'm trying to remember if it was.
Exteriors probably, at least the typical,
Man, they went all the way up to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. Wow. But
actually, I don't know, because I don't know what Punxsutawney looks like, so can't say whether it was actually there or not.
Never been.
It's definitely in the Appalachian Mountains. It's way up there. I think it's like maybe about an hour and a half to the what would that be, northeast of Pittsburgh. So kind of just like that way. And
so
it's
they
like
definitely didn't vote for Biden. Got it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Well, that'll become important later.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, because John was gone and now he's back. I still have no. This way.
Yeah, that's fine.
No,
the other direction. Okay.
Yeah,
this way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Over here.
Over there. That is jet puffed John Tracy.
There you go.
That is marble icing Matt Craig. I in the middle. I'm semi-sweet Steve Murray.
Oh God.
I wait for that every week. That is what I look forward to, by the way.
Well, I couldn't beat milk chocolate. My name doesn't start with that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So, but I had some marshmallows in my ice cream after dinner today.
Look at that.
It's like jet puffed John Tracy. I think.
Whoa. Yeah.
Phenomenal.
I got me over 40, by the way.
You got your over 40?
I do, but we won't spoil it till later.
Before we get into all that, though, we have to take a moment to remember Carl Weathers, who passed away today at the age of 76. Very sad indeed.
Yeah.
Most will remember him as Apollo Creed from Rocky. I like to remember him as Dylan from Predator, because that was one badass movie.
That sure was. Yeah. He was awesome in that movie, too. Great actor. My God.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Former football player, too.
Yeah.
Is it?
Just an iconic. Like, you think about, like, the movies that he was in, they were all, like, unbelievable in terms of American culture. Like, the Rocky movies, obviously, Predator, another one, and was damn talented, too. Just amazing.
He was also in Action Jackson.
Yeah. There you go.
Hey, why not? That one. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I did not either, but I'm sure he was good.
I'm sure, if nothing else, he was good.
Yeah.
They made the movie for him.
Yeah, so we'll dedicate episode 175 to Carl Weathers.
There you go.
Yeah. How's that? We salute you, sir. Yeah. All right. Well, here we go with our Dubby Energy Fun Fact, brought to you by Dubby Energy Drinks. Visit dubby.gg. It's dubby.gg. Enter the promo code Two Noobs Talking, TOONOO Talking. Get 10% off your order. Hey, how about a tub of Dub Sludge? It's a mixture of Granny Smith apple, my favorite type of apple.
There you go.
And secret sauce. Ignorance is bliss, my friends.
Nice.
Without promo code, you get $4 off a $40 tub. John, fun fact, go.
Okay, the deepest hole ever drilled by man or woman or human
Yeah.
was 40,226 feet.
How about that? That's pretty cool. I love that.
Let's convert that to miles.
Well,
That's your job. That's not my
5,280
job. I just brought you the fact.
so
Well, so that's 8. That's roughly 8 miles. Roughly.
yeah, let's say 4226. Hold on, 40. If I can enter it in, that'd be great. 6 divided by 5,280.
So you're using Apple. They don't know how to do math.
7.61 miles officially.
I was close.
Steven.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Where would they have drilled said hole?
I thought that was the whole China experiment. You know, you draw all the way from like Philadelphia, you go all the way to Beijing. Is that not right?
It was done on Center City.
I got bad news for you. If you drilled a hole from Center City, Philadelphia, you'd probably end up somewhere in the South Pacific.
There you go.
So you'll drown.
Kind of sort of hitting the mark, but I guess not. Yeah.
But do you know where this hole was drilled?
No, they did not.
No.
They only, they were
bother
very
telling
vague. They were very vague on all their.
So
Maybe it
we
was
have
Antarctica
no way
somewhere. Who knows? Yeah.
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
that's pretty far. 7.6 miles. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
I mean, it could be totally like people that fish alone. You know, I caught one this big. It could have totally been that. You know, like I think a hole this
drilled
big.
a hole
Like,
7.6 miles.
Because
Still not big enough to fit my dick down there.
now he's telling Joe Biden.
We're getting there. Calm
getting
the
there.
F down, John. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's
All
funny.
right, Matt. Now raise it up. What's your over 40 rant here?
I have to raise it up. I thought
you gotta,
okay.
you gotta, you know.
Well,
I
you know,
told him to
you
calm down. You
mentioned,
didn't get upset.
you did mention that you had, what was it, marshmallow in your ice cream. I would like to complain to the makers of Swiss Miss hot chocolate.
Ooh,
Your marshmallows, what the hell? They are this small. And if you're looking like on screen, they're like probably about the size of like, I don't know what you would call that. About the size of a tiny little bug.
I think
mean-
your fingers are too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I would like if I want a marshmallow, I'd like need a little bit more heft to it. You know what I mean? Like I get you shipping and all that kind of stuff, but I mean, come on. I was like scraping out the last bits of my hot chocolate that I bought like about a month ago, and it's like, these are the marshmallows? I'm like looking at it. Yeah.
You bought like the tub
Bought the canister, yeah.
Mhm.
canister.
Mhm.
Yeah. See what you should do if you go Swiss Miss. They sell packets,
Yes.
and they have one type where it's 2 packets connected together. One is the hot chocolate,
Hello.
and one that's completely filled with the marshmallows.
I have not seen that. I will find that though.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
good to know. Thank you. Yeah.
What they lack in size, they make up for in volume.
Nice.
In that package.
That's awesome.
But what you really should do, like I do, is
Yeah.
just have a bag of
Constantly.
marshmallows and just throw those at, like, we have one of those Keurig coffee makers.
Yeah.
Which we don't use for coffee. We just use it for hot chocolate.
There you go.
And so I'll put my mug, I'll put the little thing in.
Yeah.
I'll put my mug in. But before my mug sits on the platform,
Yep.
I will grab a handful of the mini marshmallows.
Look at that. You just
Fill the mug about halfway up. You have a film over top of the hot chocolate you have to drink through.
that's
I
fantastic.
also like to imagine after you fill that up and then you start filling it that you step back about 15 feet and you
Yes.
send little marshmallows in just yelling Kobe every time one goes in. That's what I like to imagine.
That's hilarious.
I don't have his range. I would lose many marshmallows. It would not be a good scene.
Hey, it might be Tyrese Maxey too. I mean, he was raining threes all over the place the other night.
He knows
My
what
God,
he's
in
doing.
Utah.
My point guard's better than yours. That's all I got to say.
There you go. Yeah.
To whoever's listening.
Yeah. There you
Now,
go.
If only we could get our center healthy
Yes.
Yeah.
and not throw him out there with an injury,
Well,
Sixers.
come
Or
on,
get
Nick.
fined for not telling people.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Well,
All right. Topic
speaking of-
one, shall
Speaking
we?
of idiots, topic
Oh
one.
boy.
Joe Biden, China.
I've been waiting all 2 weeks to have John back, Steve, on the podcast. to rip the president a new one, and oh my.
Oh, well, we missed him last week when we were
Yeah.
talking Fourth Amendment, because I know John would have went off on that one.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
Stolen goods.
But the great thing about Joe Biden is he keeps giving you second chances to rip him a new one.
God. Even today.
So,
I mean, geez.
Second chance Joe. Here we go.
second chance Joe.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that. Yeah.
There you
all
go.
right.
Second chance Joe.
USA Today article for topic 1, gentlemen.
Oh, the crayon of the
The
newspaper
crayon.
world. Yeah.
And the
That's
fact
correct.
that they're writing this. Like, bro.
Well, they are the crayon of the newspaper world, Johnny, for a reason.
Bro.
Hey, got green.
You are not doing a good job in the White House. If the USA Today is just going after you constantly.
That's funny.
All right. Well,
Didn't even spell their own name.
President Joe Biden is seeking a border shutdown, gentlemen, as he urges Congress to
No, he's
pass a bipartisan bill under negotiation by senators.
Oh boy.
It includes new presidential authority to, quote, shut down the border when it becomes overwhelmed.
What?
If that were the law today, the sandwiches were just delicious.
Cheeseburger.
I'm sorry. If that were the law today, I'd shut down the border right now and fix it quickly, Biden said Saturday in South Carolina.
No, you wouldn't.
His tone has changed
You don't say.
after record daily border crossings over the past year. The president has heard from Democratic mayors who have raised concerns about needing additional resources to handle the influx of migrants in their cities. No, it's not, Biden said this month when a reporter asked him whether the border is secure. I haven't believed that for the last 10 years. And I've said it for 1,600,000,000,000 years.
Dinosaurs.
Dino nuggies, John. John, you're wearing red, right, John?
Yes. Yes.
Matt, I wasn't talking to you
Oh, what?
with the you're in
Yep.
the black with the hat. Oh.
Yep.
All right. So as I posed in the open, John, actual progress in the office or a political stunt to try
He's
to
an
attract some Republican votes?
He's an idiot. He's not rich. He can't even get Democratic votes. So how is he going to get a Republican vote? No, he's trying to play the game of, oh, if Congress will help me, I can fix it. Just put back the thing that you changed, the remain in Mexico thing, where you get caught, you get deported, you got to remain there until you get your citizenship, you can come back. Wow, your problem would be solved. Or maybe stop with the catch and release that the Obama administration won. If you just didn't do that, like, he would save himself a lot of migrants that he's worried about stopping in the border. Like,
Yeah.
there are people that are coming to this country for good reasons. There are people who are coming to this country for bad reasons. And his stupidity isn't helping. And I think
No.
that's why people are going crazy and making such a big deal about it, because his stupidity is not helping. It's not good when this man can step on a podium and just flat out lie and
Yes.
try to trick people into, oh, I need all this help from this body of government, when all he needs to do is two executive orders. That's all he has to do is just reverse his two executive orders, the catch and release and the remain in Mexico, and this stuff would slow down quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He's been known, gents, I don't know if you know this.
Liar. Straight liar.
You see, that's the great thing is you guys can finish each other's
Sandwiches.
potatoes.
He has been.
Look, bowling pin. Okay,
Oh.
so
He has been for I don't know how many. the amount of losses he's taken just on his foreign policy alone. He's probably one of the worst foreign policy presidents we've ever had.
Matt, would you
And if
say
you think that I'm
40,226 maybe?
sounds about right. Yeah, 0 for 40,
Seems to fit.
40,226. Yeah.
Seems
If you
fit.
think I'm crazy thinking of this as an international issue, check again. Mexico, different country than the United States. Ergo, international. Yeah, this is a big problem. And this isn't him seeing the light. I got news for you. This isn't him seeing the light all of a sudden. Last time I checked, it's now 2024. His office is up for re-election in about 9 months from now, of which I cannot wait until November gets here as soon as humanly possible so we can get this over with. Although I'm scared to death, too, about what's going to happen with this country. No matter what happens, I'm still worried about where the country is going to be headed, Jen. So I don't know about you guys, but
We've had 4 years to cobble together better plans, and it hasn't materialized.
yeah,
We have the
But
Chiefs and 49ers all over again, gentlemen.
yeah,
But I'm still also okay with him not being president.
yeah, agreed.
Like,
Yeah.
roll
he's
the
just
dice
one-
at this point.
And now, he's 82. And, has he served the country well? Not really. But he's been, in Congress
He's been a
for,
part of the problem for a really
for
long
50
time.
some odd years.
Yeah.
And we talk about the Trump supporters, right? And they want to drain the swamp. This is the kind of guy they're looking at and saying, look at this guy. Look at what he's done. He's done jack shit since he's been in Washington. And that's exactly what the entire class does. They talk a big game, but when push comes to shove, they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. They don't defend, the border. And if they can't defend the border, that's a big time problem. And I'm not a Trump supporter in any regard, but that should at least get you to think, if this guy's not capable, and the other guy wasn't capable of handling the coronavirus pandemic, maybe you want to start looking at third parties. Look at other options. Don't always go for your main political parties. I know that's like a steep hill to climb. I get that. But that
advice.
also has to be brought into the national discussion, I would think.
Where's Ross Perot when you need him?
Yeah.
Can't finish.
I'd vote for Ross right now.
I think a lot
No
of people
issue.
would if he was
Yeah,
alive.
really?
Yeah.
I have no issues.
Even if his solution is, I'm going to throw $4 billion.
I don't care. Take my taxes. They screwed
Shut up
me
and take my
enough.
money.
They screwed me enough by taking my money. I can take another 8 years of you taking my money to fix it. God,
Oh my gosh.
I'm not looking
a
for a
little
quick fix. I'm looking for a fix.
A little bit more on this legislation. Senators have discussed giving the Department of Homeland Security power to shut the border down to migrants crossing illegally when daily crossings exceed a daily average of 4,000 over a 1 week period. And
That's
if
just
migrant,
dumb.
If migrant border encounters surpass an average of 5,000 a day, a threshold now met, by the way, DHS would be required to close the border to migrants seeking to cross without prior authorization between ports of entry. Under the proposal, certain migrants would be allowed to remain in the U.S. if they are fleeing torture or persecution in their countries. The Biden years have been marred at the border by the after effects of COVID-19. Once the worst of it waned, pent-up demand for economic opportunity, family reunification exploded, as did the need to flee political upheaval in places like Venezuela. New records were set for daily migrant encounters at the border, which in December topped 10,000 in a 24-hour period. Border agencies registered a record 6.3 million migrant encounters at the border since Biden took office, according to a Migration Policy Institute analysis of Office of Homeland Security Statistics, or MPOs.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
But as you have pointed out, this may be political. If Republicans don't get behind a border deal, Biden will be handed a new argument for the campaign trail that he tried to shut down the border but was blocked by his opponents. So what can we do, guys?
He also opened the border too. It also could, contributed to that. So I don't want that to be kind of glossed over either. He opened the border.
I don't think America, the people of America, the actual people that run this country and work hard every day. I don't think they're buying his gate. It's
John,
just
if the
after lie
newspaper isn't buying it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like we're at the bottom of the barrel of people that are like, he's full of shit. It's like, well, thank you. It took you 4 years to get here, but glad to have you.
Yeah, exactly. John, you live in Texas, so
yes, I live in Central Texas, nowhere near the border. But I have seen it.
Thank God. Yeah,
Texas is big.
Yeah,
by the way.
But you've been to cities like Eagle Pass. You've told this to us in pre-production before.
Yes. Eagle Pass is awesome. It's an awesome place.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're politicizing it. It seemed pretty safe to me when I was there. It's a border town. It's literally there is Mexico and there is Eagle Pass, Texas. Like they share things.
Yeah.
People come over from Mexico, shop, dine. People go from Eagle Pass, shop, dine. Like it's a really cool thing. When I got to drive around it, I was there for a couple days of work. I got to just drive around and check it out because I'd never been that close to the border before.
Sure.
And I accidentally drove into Mexico, but I wasn't in Mexico legally. But the Google Maps said I was in Mexico, and I was like, this is cool. Like, border towns should be cool. But the reason I say they're cool is because there were more Border Patrol agents down there. You know how you normally see cops in a city?
Yep.
Change that to the Border Patrol and then add the cops to that. So that's how that town was handled. So there was at least a car every 4 cars driving by with lights on it that were doing something to protect the citizen.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's important. Especially in a border, you need that.
Yeah, no question about it. Yeah. I think also that Steve kind of alluded to this in the article too. A lot of the problem is also, countries like Venezuela aren't exactly helping this situation either. And I think if you're going to get to the root of the problem, you have to kind of address that in your foreign policy. And again, I go back to what I was saying before. If you had a competent foreign policy, you would address this with Venezuelans saying hey, dude, come on. What are you doing? What's going on down there that's causing all this to happen? Now, I think we all know what is happening down there. There's been all kinds of corruption and et cetera.
Yeah.
And the economy has not done well in Venezuela. And people are going, you know what? Maybe I ought to take the, I don't know how many thousands of miles journey through all kinds of fun terrain to get to the United States because I see the land of opportunity.
I don't think it's just people from Venezuela. I think people from all over the world see this as an opportunity to get into the United States, whether good or bad. This is the quickest way.
Yep.
This is the quickest way. You could just jump on the train at this point because it just shown the United States just showed such a bad job at this for so long.
Yeah.
I was listening to somebody, and I don't know if I got the statistics right, so I'm not going to say the actual numbers, but there were, on one report I was listening to, said that there were Turkish, Pakistani, people from Iran, Afghanistan, and 2 other countries, I can't remember what they were, but they have been in it over 1,000 people. I don't know what the exact number is, but it was over 1,000 people. They're the people that are getting met at the border now. It's not the South American countries anymore. It's the Middle Eastern countries, and it's people that don't like us very much.
Yeah.
And that scares everybody because
if
you get 2 dudes that don't like America and they can get in and disappear.
Absolutely. And to try to track them down, that's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot to go through.
It's going to be hard.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Steve, any final thoughts on this, or what do you think? What are your thoughts?
It's Christmas, and we had fruit roll-ups that went on for days. Go Eagles
Never mind.
in the Super Bowl. So real quick spillover. Some legislation passed in the House recently.
Okay.
They want to deport illegal immigrants who are found to have committed a DUI.
Ooh.
What say you?
Hey, step one in the right
Yeah, right.
direction.
We got enough dumbasses in this country committing DUIs. We don't need illegal people coming in and doing more of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But when you go to the bank, there's a spider, and it does crack cocaine. I don't know.
Just
right.
like Hunter.
Oh,
John
my
knew right where I was
gosh.
going with that. All right, jam it in there, gentlemen. Topic 2.
Let's do it.
And it has, what is this now? 3 weeks in a row we've got EV
Oh, at least.
shitting on segment.
At least.
I gotta check my employment records.
Well deserved, by the way, because I think a lot of people are having their eyes open and saying, like, how horrible these cars are.
Yeah, all right. So first article we've got here is
But if you
Green
buy
Biz.
one, please.
Well, you can certainly hear us in the electric vehicle because there's no noise.
Yeah.
But first article, Green Biz. New Jersey has officially passed a law that makes disposal of EV batteries in landfills illegal in the state. This is the Electric and Hybrid Vehicle Battery Management Act, or
And that follows exactly what I'm going to say.
It requires battery manufacturers to create an alternative procedure to reuse and recycle as much of the discarded EV battery as possible. So each company is required to create a plan for the collection, transportation, remanufacturing, reuse, recycling, and disposal of used propulsion batteries.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Bro.
There's actually a law that requires people to do something when you
Who would've
ban something. Oh, this is genius.
What a shock.
The goal is to
Amazing.
create a circular economy for EV batteries, which can catch fire or leach chemicals into the water table when they decay in landfills. According to New Jersey State Senator Bob Smith, who was the sponsor of the bill, we developed guidance for those in the growing recycling industry that will support innovation, job creation, and environmental stewardship from reusing materials and parts, as he tries to put a positive spin on this law. But gentlemen, this law is because those batteries are toxic. And now this is just going to add to the bill because these companies are now responsible for programs to recycle, which costs some green.
Moolah,
Yes.
moolah, moolah.
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
indeed.
absolutely, but it needs to happen because this can't fall on the state. This can't fall on the people. This has to fall. It is going to fall on the people for the price of the vehicles, but this needs to fall on the companies. You can't just. It's not pimp my ride. You just can't be like, look, got an EV. Here you go, out the door. Screw you and the environment. Like, because that's what they have been doing.
Our 2025 model's out. Trade it in. We'll dump your 2024 in the landfill for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you buy it from us, though, we will deliver it to Joe Biden's mansion, and we can just use his land for that
Just dump it
landfill.
off at 1600 Pennsylvania.
He's not using it. No, I mean his mansion in Delaware, not it. I wouldn't
the
just
Delaware,
scrape the White
okay.
House. He's already done enough of that.
Is that
wanted just his mansion. Yeah, we'll just surround all that land he has. It'll be fine. They won't notice.
They'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
Okay, won't notice.
They won't notice. Not at all.
Well, so Matt, I guess, do you take this as good news? New Jersey's requiring this to
step
be
in the
happening?
right direction. Yeah, step in the right direction. I agree with Johnny on that. I mean, this is delicate, obviously, and obviously brand new to everybody. Now that this is being forced, with all these electric vehicles now saying, "Oh, you should do this, huh? You should save the environment with buying an electric vehicle." But yeah, I think it's a step forward in the right direction. It's a long way to go, though. I still think that the American public has a say in this. And as we'll show in a couple more articles, I think we're seeing that, well, not only is a major company now starting to push back, but now it's like you're seeing more and more problems happening with these vehicles in terms of performance, things like that. We've mentioned this on the podcast before too. Huge stats. What was it? I think you had an 80% more mechanical problems, right, Steve? A couple weeks ago. Yeah, that was right. Crazy. Yeah.
Makes total sense.
It's like you're just doing a project just ongoing, and you say, we'll just throw it out there and we'll just fix it with duct tape. Don't worry about that. That kind of.
Yeah. Well, we wouldn't be in this mess with filling landfills with toxic batteries if we weren't trying to rush through this thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right. So that you alluded to topic 2, but article 2 of the trifecta here. This is futurism. Even with big inventories, fewer buyers are choosing to go electric for a number of reasons, including price and lack of charging infrastructure. But now, Akio Toyoda, spelled with a D, who is the chairman of Japanese car maker Toyota, spelled with a T, is arguing earlier this month that the latest EV trends are warning signs with customers, quote, finally seeing reality. The enemy is CO2, he argued. No matter how much progress battery EVs make, I think they will still only have a 30% market share. The rest will be taken up by hybrid EVs and hydrogen fuel cell powered cars, he argued. My hydrogen fuel cell has a half-life of 120 years. The U.S. EV market has struggled to maintain growth rates throughout 2023 despite record sales. China isn't faring much better, with EV adoption expected to slow down this year, and analysts citing economic uncertainties. So Toyota is, I'm not sure they were ever on the EV bandwagon, but they're decidedly off it, it sounds to me.
Yeah.
They were more hybrid than full EV. They were never really, they took on the market the way you should take on the market as a car company.
Yeah.
Very early on with we need to make a change. Let's make a hybrid. Let's perfect the hybrid. Then we'll move on to the electric vehicle later. And they learned through their time with they did a really good job with the hybrids, but they learned really quickly. I remember reading a couple articles years ago. They were like, hybrid's good. I like the engine, a little bit of gasoline, a little bit of battery, charges itself, battery lasts a little bit longer. It was, I can see why they're taking this stance, and I think they're right. And I just want to stand up and say I was right, because I said it in one of our EV segments that 30% of the market share is what I was predicting back then.
Yeah.
When we were talking about this.
It
should sit right there. Electric vehicles should be 30% of the vehicles on the road in the United States.
I say they should be a 0 until you figure that shit out. But
I know, I understand. Regardless. I think when they figure that out, that's where it's going to settle. You're gonna have your people, just like the people with the helicopters, just like the people with the jet planes. You're gonna have a certain segment of society that is going to drive an electric vehicle, whether you yell and scream in their face that it's the worst idea ever. They're not going to care.
Yeah. No,
True.
Agreed.
True.
I would also say this too, gents. I mean, Toyota, they're world famous. Toyota Production System, TPS. Very famous in project management, very famous in the Lean Six world. For them to come out and basically, for the owner of Toyota to basically say, you know what, this isn't working. We need to continue along EV. They're going to shut that thing down. I really do believe that. If it's not profitable at the end of the day, and don't mistake that, gents. The finances on all of this make a huge factor. People aren't buying them now.
Yep.
Toyota's not dumb. They're going to look at that and go, you know what? Okay, we have exactly. We've got hybrids. They're one of the world class in terms of selling hybrids.
Hybrids
that are
get
out there.
Really good mileage too, don't they?
Huge.
Theirs
are
even
huge.
better than most hybrids.
Agreed.
They've perfected it. I drove one of their Accords. I think it was a 2018.
That's a Honda, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not
you
the
mean
Accord.
the Camry,
the Corolla.
I think, right?
The Camry. Yeah, no, the Corolla was what I had. The Camry is what I drove, and it drove better than my gas Corolla.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
really like the way that one drove. And the fact the hybrid, you didn't feel when it changed systems, when it was, charging the battery, when it was slowing you down, like the Prius. I've driven a Prius before, and it does this.
You can tell
when
it
has to
definitely
make
like
that change.
changes. Yeah.
But their upgrade to that when they were putting them in their other models, far better.
Yeah.
Like they figured it out years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, this was years and years ago.
Yeah. No, it's great.
I'm curious about the hydrogen fuel cell powered cars because I haven't heard much about that at all.
I haven't heard anything. Yeah.
Maybe that's just not something that's close to being rolled out. But
I also remember
intriguing.
years ago too, and like when I was in high school, I did an environmental science class, and they were doing natural gas vehicles, and you saw them kind of blip on the radar, and then it kind of just straight down.
UPS runs them, but I haven't seen anybody other than UPS that run, and that might be UPS might just hey, we got technology. Kiss my ass. You'll get your packages on time.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think natural gas has its own set of issues there. But
yeah.
So Toyota's off the EV bandwagon. We'll see how long it takes others to finally see the light. But this might help. So third article here. Crash test data released last week by the University of Nebraska. Electric vehicles typically weigh 20 to 50% more than gas-powered vehicles thanks to batteries that can weigh almost as much as a small gas-powered car, as we've talked about previously. And they have lower centers of gravity. Because of these differences, guardrails can do little to stop electric vehicles from pushing through barriers typically made of steel. This was research conducted at Nebraska's Midwest Roadside Safety Facility. They watched as an electric-powered pickup truck hurtled toward a guardrail and started on the facility's testing ground. The nearly 4-ton 2022 Rivian R1T tore through the metal guardrail and hardly slowed until hitting a concrete barrier yards away on the other side.
Goodness.
Cody Stoll with the facility said, "We knew it was going to be an extremely demanding test of the roadside safety system. The system was not made to handle vehicles greater than 5,000 pounds. Guardrails are intended to keep cars from careening off the road at critical areas such as bridges and waterways near the edges of cliffs and ravines and over rocky terrain where injury and death in an off-road crash are much more likely. Guardrails are kind of a safety feature of last resort. I think what you're seeing here is the real concern with EVs, their weight. There are a lot of new vehicles in this larger size range coming out in that 7,000 pound range, and that's a concern. So far, we don't see good vehicle to guardrail compatibility with electric vehicles, according to Stoll.
That's astonishing. It's 7,000 pounds with some of these electric vehicles.
Here's the problem. You go 3,000 more pounds, your personal vehicle will be governed by the DOT.
Is 10,000 the limit?
Yeah, you're screwed at that point. Like, if they're they're not getting any lighter. Look at what Elon Musk just put out. I saw that again, by the way, yesterday. That thing ran past. I think I was doing 77 because I looked down because I wanted to see. That truck passed me like it was at the Daytona 500. I mean, it was. Phew.
Oh, I got to drive my sedan through the truck weigh station now, I guess.
Could you imagine that?
It's really just astonishing because it's like I made this point in the podcast last week, Chance, the added weight. I mean, that's just going to add so much unnecessary weight onto our roads and bridges that we all need to fix. I mean, my God.
We're not good at fixing now?
Yeah.
Imagine later.
Thank you. Yes, John, exactly. Like, what are we doing with all of this? What I asked last week is I don't quite understand why we're doing this. Why there's a rush to do this when all of this... And last 3 weeks we've been like ripping EVs. To be honest, it's not because we're picking and choosing. We're looking at what's going on here in the world, and we're seeing this, and it's like
it keeps popping up.
It's not getting any better for them. I need to tell a story just to laugh this all off. I told you guys in pre-production. So
yeah.
we were driving down the tollway and we were headed to a job earlier this week, and there was a guardrail. I mean, mangled. I mean, separated, but mangled in many ways. Like it spiraled. Like think of like a candle holder as we were kids in wood shop and metal class, right? It was
Sure.
like that, right? And
Yeah.
my partner was like, "The hell did that?" And we drove past, and later on in the day, Steve sent this article about the guardrails, and I turned to him, I was like, "Yo, bro, I think I figured out what did it to that guardrail." And he just started busting out laughing because it looked like that. It looked like a missile went through.
Wow.
It was a big ass truck or one of Elon's Teslas.
Yeah, there are smaller EVs.
Yes.
Right, which they're not going to weigh 8,000 pounds. But somewhere in this article, I remember seeing that it's a certain point, when SUVs and large vehicles were only 10% on the market. But now it said something like 50% of people are driving huge SUVs or pickup trucks.
Well, people want...
If they're going to switch to EVs, they're going to be getting the equivalent SUV or truck pickup model. So those are going to weigh 8,000, 10,000 pounds.
Yes.
And you're going to have to replace all the safety systems on those roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because no, you don't think the customer is not going to buy the 4-door sedan. It shows in every brand. In every brand, they've gone from this little car that we all get when we were younger. And as you get a family, as you get a business, as you get everything, you grow. The cars are huge now. The gas-powered cars are huge now. So you don't think it's going to happen with the EVs in 10 years?
Oh, hey, would you like to trade in your Chevy Suburban for a Chevy Bolt? I don't think so.
It's 35,000 pounds. It once took out a tractor trailer.
Oh my gosh.
This is the black hole of vehicles, gentlemen. So the battery is so dense, light cannot escape it.
Jeff Bezos would probably try to shoot it into the atmosphere.
And if you'd like to drive a heavy vehicle, maybe you should visit our website, toonoobstalking.wordpress.com. You can't buy a heavy vehicle there, but you can see videos of us, like past episodes, including the current one you're watching now. But you can also go all the way back. We would take you to YouTube if you want to go back that far. Plus, you can find places where you can listen to us audibly on various podcasting websites. And if you don't see what you like there, then you can get our RSS feed from the website, plug that into your podcatcher, find your favorite, and listen to us in your electric vehicle, which has no engine sound whatsoever.
Oh, God.
What do you say, Matt?
That kind of goes...
Right?
Oh, my God. It's just so annoying.
Vroom.
While you're there, obviously, you can visit us also on our YouTube channel. Hit like, share, and subscribe. And, hey, if you have a comment on the episode, feel free to make it down in the comment section down below. And we love the people that love our shorts. I mean, it's been really encouraging to see. So awesome stuff. No question about it. But yeah, hit like, share, subscribe, make a comment right down there. Down there. Do it.
I'm pointing at the comments, not my dick. Okay? Pay attention.
Well,
sorry.
Topic number 3.
Hey, that's my job. That's my job.
I know.
I'm not ready to go there yet. Okay, now I am. Topic number 3, gentlemen. Sky News. We have John to thank for this weird file.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes.
This is probably the greatest weird file.
Everybody thanking me. Because if you can't find humor in this, you are a shitty person.
Oh, yeah.
A pigeon.
A pigeon.
Yes, a pigeon.
That's not his name.
Just one pigeon.
That's not his name. That's not his
pigeon.
name.
That's a bird.
Yeah.
Accused of being a Chinese spy, has been cleared by police and released back into the wild. The bird was detained by officers after
Beg pardon?
Yes.
The bird was, I am reading this directly from the news
Yes.
article.
Okay.
Was detained by officers.
DETAINED. Just in case anybody didn't hear what he said.
Okay.
By
I'm following.
officers
Yeah.
after it was captured in May last year near a port in Mumbai. It was found with 2 rings tied to its legs, featuring words that appeared to be Chinese.
Whoa.
So obviously communist.
Detectives suspected the pigeon was involved in espionage and took it in.
Obviously.
Query.
2 rings,
query.
Chinese.
I have a query. How did they detain said pigeon? Did they
They
put
didn't.
little
They didn't
handcuffs
release
on the-
that information.
No, but I want to know. I want to know like how you detain a pigeon because like do you like clip on like
I
these?
mean, I would have grabbed
little
him by the
handcuffs?
rings and put some cuffs on him.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like,
exciting.
by his bird legs or something like
You're
that.
coming
Do you
with
clip
me.
it- Yeah, you're coming with me, pal.
You put one of those Hannibal Lecter masks over his beak so he can't bite you.
Oh, we're gonna have fun.
The length
Mr.
of time is
Mr. Pigeon, tell us everything you know. I ate his liver. After 8
That's terrifying, by the way.
yes.
After 8 months in captivity.
Did they forget about him?
They had
John,
to.
they were doing torturing and interrogation. Of course, this is James Bond shit right here, man.
This is the
Good cop,
this is
bad
the
cop?
best after 8 months. What they learned. Oh man.
You can see them all there in the interrogation room, like smoking cigarettes, like he's gonna crack soon. I know it. I know it.
And he's just pacing back and forth on the table. You weren't gonna crack him. He didn't know anything. Because he's not even the species you thought he was. Like,
waterboarding. So it emerged after 8. It took them 8 months to figure out. The creature was an open water racing bird from Taiwan, which had escaped and flown to India. Police then approved the bird's transfer to the Bombay Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, where doctors set free the falsely accused avian on Tuesday.
just in case
Phew.
people who are listening to us only watch CNN, Taiwan, China, not the same thing. I just want to just clear that up. Just
Regardless of what John Cena might tell you,
Yeah.
Taiwan is
different
than China.
different place. Okay, that
Got it.
not the same.
Love it. Oh, that is
Uh,
wow. Wow. I mean,
Wow. I thought the dude that dropped
Wow.
his cell phone in India was bad. Who are these
Yeah.
guys?
Well,
And
yeah,
do
that-
they know him?
that's the question. This is probably one of, if not probably the best weird file we've ever run across, I would argue, on the history of this podcast.
A pigeon for espionage? Absolutely.
Might
Pigeon
agree, yeah.
arrested for espionage in China. Are you kidding me? That has got to be like tops. The cell phone dropping into the reservoir, okay. That's like, that happens to like practically everybody if you're not a government official. And oh, wait a minute. What made that story more hilarious?
To be fair, dropping the cell phone,
Yeah.
a common mistake.
Yeah.
Having the authority to drain a reservoir of 4 million gallons of water, that's
Not
where
a
it went
common
over the
mistake.
top.
But this is
Yeah,
also
exactly.
this is also my problem. Who has the authority to just snatch a pigeon out of nowhere? And, I can't just walk outside and take one of those cracklins, right, and be like, "That's a Chinese spy," and then keep him in a box for 8 months until I figure out that he's not a Chinese spy. You'll need to answer some questions here.
If you watch the Mythbusters, they even had a devil of a time trying to capture a pigeon when they
Yes.
had that chicken gun, right, Steve? I mean, it was
that's
literally-
right.
and it was like when it flew away. So, John, to your point, how exactly do you apprehend a pigeon? That had to have taken incredible cunning strength and dexterity, the likes of which we haven't seen, which is really bizarre.
There's more though.
Yes, John implores me to continue.
Oh boy.
This is not the first time something like this has happened in India. They have also previously detained birds over security fears. For example, in 2020, suspicious police in Indian-controlled Kashmir captured a pigeon that belonged to a Pakistani fisherman. An investigation found the bird was not a spy.
I want you to tell me exactly who sent you, right?
Who are you working for? Who are you working for? The who doesn't exist.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, it was not a spy. It had simply flown across the border between the two countries, as, you know, birds often do.
Shocking. If he would have rowed a boat, I would have found him suspicious.
That's amazing. I would have never known that before.
Well, something suspicious about that pigeon crossing the border in a trench coat and hat.
Why is he wearing goggles? Like, that's suspicious to me. Bird flying?
Want to buy a watch? State secrets.
Oh my
Go buy it in
and-
China.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And to round it out, 2016, another pigeon was detained after it was allegedly found with a note that threatened Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
No, I could
That
understand.
I can
I could
understand.
understand that.
I could understand needing to examine the pigeon for fingerprints to find the culprit,
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
but I don't see the point in detaining the pigeon much beyond that.
Yeah, I don't think you're like checking gang tattoos. Like,
Right. I don't think the pigeon was the threat to the prime minister. It's
I think
the
he was
person who wrote
carrying
the
the
note.
threat. Yes.
The hilarious word in all this is detained. I can't get enough of that word. A pigeon was detained. That's the
Yes.
greatest phrase I've ever heard in my life. It's so hilarious.
Well, you know, it actually just occurred to me. Big Bird is the ringleader. He could write.
Yeah, he could.
He's the one behind all of this. Arrest
Yeah.
him at once.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
Snuffy. Do not let Snuffy go.
And Elmo too. I mean, he's asking everybody how everyone's doing for crying out loud. You got to get rid of him too. You know, that's awful.
Elmo's smuggling pigeons up your asshole.
Yeah.
You gotta stick them way up there. Way up there.
All right. I
The
need
pigeon was detained. That greatest
Well,
At least he was
sentence
released. At least
ever.
he was released. 8 months. 8 months.
8 months in the slammer, dude.
Can you
like-
imagine?
The NFL season doesn't even last that long, does it?
No, no.
It's darn near close to it.
He came out with a tear tattoo on his
Yeah,
below his
exactly.
cheek.
Peter has got to be outraged.
Oh,
People-
absolutely.
People
No,
eating
they're not.
baby
They're too
animals?
worried
Are you
about-
kidding me? No,
They're too worried about the friggin' groundhog that they get 17 meals a day and
Yeah.
live better than
right.
I do. But
Yeah.
this poor ass pigeon gets detained because he's wearing some kind of ring on his finger and he's not hip to the times.
Exactly.
8 months later, he gets
It's
free.
disastrous.
Blowing a harmonica and yeah.
Listen to the Johnny Cash songs.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Oh my god.
Ever see the pigeon cam?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's the camera
yeah.
just goes like this. All right, we got to get off
Oh,
this
gotta
before
move this.
we lose it. All right,
Yeah.
topic 4: Pigeon Bowl, a Super Bowl. It's the Kansas City Chefs and the San Francisco 40 Winers, but we don't care. I'm not watching this year.
Yeah.
me neither.
It'll be puppy
Unless
bowl
they
time for
detained
me.
Taylor Swift for 8 months for being
Yeah.
a Chinese spy. I totally would watch that.
Wouldn't that be hilarious? Oh my gosh. She can't miss. They're
Totally.
trouble her flight, all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, where's she going to park her private jet, gentlemen?
On the strip in Las Vegas, maybe? I don't know.
Just like in Con Air, dude.
That stadium
That was
should
a
probably
great
hold
underrated
it.
movie, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god.
All right, enough. with that nonsense.
Yeah.
So instead of talking about the Super Bowl, because we don't really give a shit, we're going to do Super Bowl trivia because Matt's got questions and John and I maybe have answers.
Might not have answers.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well,
So we're going to...
there'd be some multiple choice, some
That's
that we
good.
kind of know,
I like
and some that would be like, okay, we have to rack the brain a little bit, but not too terribly.
All right.
So
Well, I cede the floor to the esteemed gentleman from King of Prussia and take it away, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, so let's just start right off, gents. So I guess I'll just open up to anybody first. Which quarterback threw the most interceptions in a single Super Bowl game? Okay, so which QB threw the most picks? So your choices are...
Ooh, I do get choices, okay.
Nice.
John's boy Donovan, John Elway, Rich Gannon, or Kerry Collins?
See, that's funny because I was going to say Neil O'Donnell, but he's not even one of your choices. So
God, that was really bad too.
That was
Definitely
bad.
was not Neil O'Donnell.
yeah, I think Neil O'Donnell was colorblind in that game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. God, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
All right, John, you want to take it?
What do you think?
Take first crack at it.
Yeah, I'll take first crack at it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go with, wasn't that Raiders Super Bowl very high scoring?
You're talking
Yeah.
the Bucks one?
Raiders Bucks.
Somewhat, yeah.
Raiders,
I'm
the
gonna
Bucks
go-
dropped 48 or something in that
Something
game.
like that, yeah. Yeah.
All right, give me the choices again.
So you got Collins, Rich Gannon, John Elway, Donovan. Your
And what's his name was the coach of Tampa Bay, right? John Gruden.
boy. Yeah, John Gruden was the coach of Tampa Bay, yeah.
Yeah, and he coached Oakland before. I'm gonna go with
Coach
Rich
Oakland the
Gannon.
year before.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Rich Gannon then.
You're right.
Okay.
That's what I was going to say.
He threw 5 interceptions in that game against
I
Tampa.
think
It was 5, really?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think I
God.
remember a lot. That's what I was trying to figure out. Was that the Super Bowl that he left and then, obviously he coached that team before. He would know something.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't Donovan. I assumed it wasn't Elway. I know Elway had some shitty Super Bowls, but I can't imagine him throwing the record number of picks. And I knew it wasn't Kerry Collins because the Ravens didn't get that many picks in that game.
Although it certainly seemed like if you were a Giants fan.
If Donovan would have done that in the Super Bowl, you guys never would have heard the end of it ever with me. So it definitely was not Donovan.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So, gents, another one. This one I think should be pretty easy, I think.
I'll take
Just
this
like
one.
back-
Yes,
Wow.
this is yours, Steve.
Which player scored 3 receiving touchdowns in 2 separate Super Bowl championship games? He's the only player in the history of the NFL to do this. So
That's
your
an
choices are-
incredible feat.
That's an amazing feat. Because normally most receivers, if you get a good touchdown, it's 1.
Right.
The better ones usually get 2, but 3 touchdowns, and this happened in 2 separate
Super
games.
Bowls. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know who it might be, but go ahead.
Gary Clark, Michael Irvin, Lynn Swann to Jerry Rice.
I want to say Jerry Rice because it just
Dang.
makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's the obvious one. I would like
Jerry's-
to think that it was Lynn Swann, but it's
Yeah,
not.
no, it was Jerry Rice. Jerry scored 3 TDs in Super Bowl 24 against Denver,
Wow.
and then also 3 touchdowns with Steve Young against the Chargers in Super Bowl 29.
Yeah, go Steve Young.
Yeah.
There you go.
Love Steve Young.
All right.
Well, I got a little concerned when you didn't name Jerry in the first 3 and you named Michael Irvin because I'm like, shit, it's going to be Michael Irvin. I have to give him credit.
And they got paid. They pasted, but it was more Emmett. They
They
ran the ball.
they slammed the Bills both times. So
Yeah, exactly.
it could have made sense that he could have scored 3 touchdowns in each Super Bowl. But.
Yeah. All right. So now we go from greatness to not so great in the Super Bowl. Which team has currently the worst point differential in Super Bowl history? All right. So this is like you're giving more points away than you are scoring. So your choices are Buffalo, New England, Minnesota, or Denver.
I'm gonna have to go Minnesota. I'm gonna have to go Minnesota.
Okay, Steve?
Well, if you're coming to me, I'm assuming he's wrong.
That would be right. So, John, that's not right.
Okay.
Minnesota's not correct.
All right. I'm going to say Denver because they got pasted in a shitload of Super Bowls.
Yeah.
They beat the Packers by like a touchdown.
Yeah.
And maybe they got a couple extra points from Atlanta, but they got whacked.
They've been whacked a few times.
Yeah.
Minus 112 all time.
Oh,
Wow.
and they won 2 Super Bowls.
Minus
Holy
112. Yeah. I mean, they got pasted too. I think it was like 27-10. Their first one against Dallas and New Orleans. I think that was the final score. But yeah, the game against the Giants, they lost by 19. The game against Washington, they lost by 32. So all of those, and then of course, like they gave up the most against the 49ers.
Wow, that's
that
crazy.
kind of a deal. Yeah.
Yeah, I still remember the Simpsons episode when Homer dreams he's playing in the Super Bowl and he dives into the end zone. It's like, oh, that touchdown by Homer Simpson gives the Broncos the touchdown. And that makes the final score San Francisco 51, Denver 7.
I love that.
That's about right.
Yep.
All right. So this one is for the Steve Young fan of the group. Steve Young, of course, set the record through 6 TDs in Super Bowl 29. Still a record for most touchdown passes thrown. Steve, can you tell me the 3 players that caught those touchdown passes?
Well, Jerry Rice obviously was one of them.
Jerry was one of them. Yeah. The other 2, one person caught 2 touchdowns, and the other caught the one single one.
Did Ricky Waters catch one of them?
He did.
Okay.
Do you know how many he caught?
I'm going to say 2.
Correct.
Okay. Awesome. All right.
All right. So
They
you only
just
got
have
one to
one
go.
single.
I'm going to say it was not any. It was a wide receiver, right? Just
Nope.
trying to help Steve out here. No?
Oh,
It was
so
tight
So it was
end.
a tight end. It was a
It
tight
was
end.
not a tight end either.
who was the tight end?
Who was the fullback?
That's
Who
your
was the
answer.
fullback?
Ward number 40.
Oh,
Big beefy guy. Only played in the NFL for maybe a couple seasons.
fullbacks are always beefy.
Yeah, I have no idea who the fullback of that team was.
I can't remember who the fullback was.
Okay.
And
it's
Ricky
William-
Waters should thank him.
Yeah, right.
It's-
William Floyd.
okay.
William Floyd.
William
caught the
Floyd.
other.
Yeah, I know William
okay.
Floyd. Yeah.
Which, as I was looking it up today, I was like,
Yeah,
oh my gosh, I could have sworn like John Taylor,
Right?
Brent, and Brent Jones was still on that team. I was like, he might have called one. Nope.
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking. Total tight end.
and
Yeah.
Taylor and Jones were the 2 in my head.
Yeah.
Here.
Not
Yeah.
amazing.
William
Yeah.
Floyd. How about
They're
that?
throwing
William
3
Floyd.
swing passes and 3 slant routes. That's all Steve Young did.
That's pretty much what it was. Yeah. And then, of course, Jerry Rice going deep. I mean, that was like the first play of the game.
Yeah.
All right. So, of course, gentlemen, we're 2 days away from February 4th. That's a very special day for us here in the Philadelphia area
Yes,
because that was the
indeed.
day that we won our first championship
Over the evil empire.
over the
Yeah.
evil empire. Do you guys remember what the halftime score was of
No.
Super Bowl 50?
Oh.
No idea.
John- Oh, okay. All right.
No idea.
It was an odd score.
It
was an odd
was,
score.
but I don't remember.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course, it was 41-33 at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
final.
yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
knows that.
yeah.
But the halftime score.
The halftime, we were already up 3 or 4 when Foles went in for the
Yep.
Philly special.
For the Philly special. And it got the lead up
Um,
to 10 at the half.
It was 10 at the half.
Yeah.
It was only, I thought it was
It was 10 at the half.
10 at the half. Okay.
They had a 3-point lead prior to the Philly special. They wanted to get the
21-11?
touchdown. Say again?
21-11?
Close. 22-12 was the halftime score.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Because there was some funkiness. I think like
Yeah, there was.
Elliott had missed an extra point.
It was
and
weird.
Yeah.
Gotskowski missed an extra point.
It
a
was not
wild-
comfortable.
And they went for 2 after the Philly special, didn't they?
No, it was
Oh, that was-
15-12 when they
It was
ran.
15. Oh, yeah. Okay. Right.
Yeah, so they're up
Right,
10
yeah,
at that
okay.
point. All right. This one still shocks me to this day because, this is an NFL passing league, right? And that's what it is now. It's not a running league. But one quarterback way back in the day set the all-time completion percentage in one Super Bowl game. And here are the choices that you have to choose from for that.
Well, John, you're old. You can take this one.
Okay, thanks.
So it's either Tom Brady, Phil Simms, Drew Brees, or my boy, Joe Montana.
You said back in the day, so it would have to be Joe, right?
No, it's not Joe.
It's not Joe.
Oh,
It's
So
not Joe.
It's not Tom.
Nope.
No. Drew
Breeze.
Brees.
It's got to be Breeze.
Brees?
No. It's Phil Simms.
Wow.
Really?
88% against
Wow.
Denver.
He's so plain.
Granted, he only threw like 22 of, I think he went 22 of 25 or something like that, or
That's
22
awesome.
of 26. But it was 88%. Hasn't been touched since.
That's amazing.
Isn't that
Yeah.
amazing? Like
Yeah.
that was like darn
Well,
near
he-
35 years ago, and it's still untouched.
Wow.
It's crazy. All right, we're getting there. Which is the only Super Bowl matchup that has taken place 3 separate times? So you've had a lot of repeat games, right? Of course, we have got a repeat here.
Steelers, Cowboys.
Steelers Cowboys is spot on. Yeah,
Yep.
they've met 3 times. Yeah.
I'm
And the-
surprised it's not more.
Wait till next year. It'll be Chiefs 49ers.
Yeah,
It'll be
right.
tied.
All right. Which city has hosted the most Super Bowls? So you know it's mostly
Florida?
southern. Close.
Florida's not a city.
Oh, city, Miami?
You're in the ballpark. Yeah.
Yeah, Miami.
Yeah,
I thought you
Miami.
said state. I'm sorry.
No, city.
Okay,
no, you're
yeah,
good.
Miami.
Miami, really?
Miami.
Interesting.
11 times.
Wow.
5 times they played in the Orange Bowl. And then
Okay.
6 times in their current stadium, the Hard Rock, Joe Robbie,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, stadium.
I was just gonna say I thought it was called Joe Robbie, but
Yeah, I think it was at the beginning. Yeah.
Most likely not to rain on that in that time is why they do that.
yeah, really.
Yeah,
It would
exactly.
be cold.
Yeah.
Do they count the Ace Ventura Miami Dolphins Philadelphia Eagles Super Bowl?
We should. I say we should, and I
That
have.
hasn't been part of the script yet. I don't know. I think that's still TBD on that
I have
one.
more
Right.
moral clarity than Roger Goodell, so I say that we count it.
Yeah. All right. One Super Bowl set the record for the most combined yards gained by both teams. I'll give you a hint. The total was close to 2/3 of a mile. So 1,151 yards
Wow.
combined between the two.
That's not 2/3 of a mile.
That's close. Well, it's about
No.
2/3.
1,100 yards. That's not 2/3.
1,100 yards. I looked it up. I looked
Do
it
the
up.
math again. Do the math again while we figure this out.
While you mull this over, I will. Yes.
Was it Super Bowl 52? Because there were a
Was.
crap load of yards.
It sure was.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're not even going to give me enough time to do it. All right, I'll look up post-production and prove you wrong once again.
I forgot my phone. Otherwise, I'd do it myself.
All right, 3 to go, gents. Name the 4 NFL franchises that, as of today, have
In this
never-
country,
in this country,
And
have
this economy.
never- in this economy, have never made a Super Bowl. Have never even gone to it. Give you a
Man, that-
hint.
no,
One is
not yet. Not yet.
okay.
Hold on,
all
hold
right,
on, hold
all
on.
right.
The Houston
All right.
Texans.
Correct.
Cleveland Browns.
Yes. Got 2 more.
The Lions.
Yep. Last one.
Uh,
Can't remember half the teams.
Expansion team.
Jacksonville.
Mid-90s. Yes.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
That's right.
Yep. All right.
Come on,
We have
Tony
some
Khan.
like seriously, right?
Well, we almost played them in 52.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
very
should have
close.
played them in 52.
Yeah.
Friggin'
Yeah.
Blake Bortles, man.
Yeah.
Cheating ass referees.
Yeah. All right. 2 to go.
John's been
Who-
fined $40,000.
Yes, twice.
Who threw the longest touchdown pass in Super Bowl history? So I have choices here. Terry Bradshaw being one.
There's no way he threw anything over 25.
All right, so he's out.
It's just
Steve-
throwing him out immediately.
Steve's boy, Steve Young,
He had an arm.
Brett Favre, or Jake Delhomme.
I'm gonna
I
go
want to say
Jake
Jake
Delhomme.
Delhomme.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm gonna
me
go Jake
too.
Delhomme. Yeah.
Just because you
Spot
would
on.
throw him in there for.
Well, he's
you
a
know,
Louisiana boy that could heave it a little bit.
he could throw it a long
Heave it
distance.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
He had an arm.
And I don't want to
85
say
yards.
Favre's name because he was stealing COVID money. So go to
I
hell.
was going to say, like, with with a Delhomme, I would get extra credit if you knew who the receiver was who caught that football.
Who was
It was
Who was the-
Carolina, right?
It was
who was the
Carolina,
big
yep.
tall guy back in that day?
Muhsin Muhammad.
Big go.
There,
Yeah.
Nice.
that guy.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
They duplicated him over and over again with each
Yeah.
quarterback they had. They picked that guy, but different guy.
No doubt. No
We're gonna
doubt
win
about
with
it.
that.
All right, guys. Last question. The longest field goal. Who kicked it in Super Bowl history, right? So I'll give you a hint. 54 yards.
Yeah.
Your choices
That's
are
not that far, really.
it's not that far by today's standards.
It's like
no.
a chip
right.
shot for Jake Elliott.
Yeah.
He's one on the list. Jason Elam is another. Anna Vinatieri or Steve Christie. 54 yards. Who do you think bombed it from deep?
I mean, all of them could have easily done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elam's in a 60-yarder.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah, in Denver,
Um,
though. Yeah.
Yeah, in Denver.
Yeah. And he was only there for like 97, 98.
Vinatieri.
Clutch kicker.
you said,
I don't
and who
think
was the last one?
I don't think he kicked anything
Steve
that
Christie,
deep.
Buffalo.
Steve Christie. I don't think Christie kicked a 54-yard.
No, I would have to go with Elliott.
I don't think Elliott kicked a 54-yard.
No, I don't think he did in the Super Bowl, but he seems the only one that
Yeah.
Believe it or not, guys, it is Steve Christie.
Huh.
Really?
Against Dallas in the Atlanta Super Bowl. Yeah. Super Bowl 27.
That's
Yeah,
a dome
the,
kick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dome
Would have
kick.
been the Super Bowl 28, actually. That would have been it. But yeah, 54-yarder. It was a dome kick. Yeah, no
Yeah,
question.
dome kick.
Yep. And that is the end of all of my Super
Elam
Bowl
probably
trivia
made that from
guys did well.
75 in the.
You guys did pretty well there. That was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought we got more than I thought we were going to
Yeah.
get.
Yeah,
So that's,
yeah.
that's
I was
good.
not definitely not confident going in. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
it
it's
helps
not-
you along. You know,
that's-
thank you for putting that together. That was awesome.
yeah, not a problem.
some of the quarterback questions, I was gonna be like, Late Gunslinger dime drop of the
Yeah.
sixth. He's the one.
I don't know.
He had the most completions in Super Bowl.
I was worried about with the Steve Young. I mean, it was like everybody, it's like he's just thrown the most, but who were they? And that would be like, oh gosh,
That's a
Jerry.
That's a great question because that especially those teams that shows you this NFL is not the same NFL that we grew up with. Like the fact that we could name most of that 49ers team being Philadelphia. It's like they were better. They were better than what we see now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean those Niners teams, like going back to like the late 80s and the early 90s, were just unreal. It's like I was watching like they had Super Bowl 24 out on YouTube, and I watched the whole game, and it was just like it didn't matter what anybody was doing on defense. They were just like right down the field. It was unbelievable the amount of talent.
Well, the 94 team had, obviously we've named the offensive weapons, but they had Deion Sanders was playing corner that year.
Oh yeah.
Merton Hanks was the safety, right?
Yeah, Ken Norton Jr. linebacker.
Ken Norton. I forgot about him. Ken Norton Jr.
Yeah.
He had the guys up front who was like Dana Stubblefield.
Ricky Jackson was on that team. He famously earned, I think it was like $800,000 on the NFC Championship game to push his salary to $1 million because that's what he signed for.
Nice.
But he couldn't get that $800,000 bonus to get him to the $1 million if he didn't get to the NFC title game that year.
Nice.
So that was an amazing incentive. I remember hearing about that.
See, everybody
he played for $200,000.
I got to
crazy.
I had the distinct pleasure. We used to go to my mom's cousin's house every year in January. It was like a post-Christmas celebration.
Yeah.
And 94, it happened to be the Sunday the 49ers played the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
And they had a big screen TV back when nobody had big screen TVs.
Yeah.
So I got to watch that thumping of the Cowboys on a giant screen TV. That was the most magnificent day of football I had seen to that point in my life. It was fantastic.
How you doing, Glenn? How are you?
Was he there? Was he having fun?
Oh, he was there. He was not having fun. I will tell you that.
Sulking in the recliner?
Oh,
Absolutely.
They're there.
There. Well,
No,
yeah.
but you own
Detained
it.
8 months, but
You own a
Pigeon.
big TV and you can watch the Eagles shit the bed. So you're winning. Don't worry about it.
There you go. There you go.
All right. Well, with that, we will conclude episode 175 of Two Noobs Talking. We hope you learned a little something about pigeons in jail
Detained.
and the trials and tribulations they must go through.
Detain that pigeon, baby.
We must free the pigeon.
Yeah, Peter, come on. Get on that right now.
Get on that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm teasing a groundhog for crying out loud. Anyway.
we will be back next week with episode 176, where we talk about a badger who has been imprisoned for life for murder.
Or if the border holds up.
Right.
We don't know.
Yeah.
But until then, we say see you later.
Hey everyone, thank you for spending time with us here at Two Noobs Talking. If you want more information on what Two Noobs Talking is exactly, the good news is we have a website address. It's located at twonoobstalking.wordpress.com. Links to all of our previous episodes are there, along with some interesting information about the terrific trio of hosts. Please feel free to make a comment about this week's episode too. We would love to hear what you have to say. Have a great week, and we hope to have you back next week for another great episode of Two Noobs Talking. Take care.